What's up, mob? Hey, I caught up with Logan Leitzel. Logan is one of the most likable privateers in the paddock. He started making main events this year, but unfortunately, his biggest moment that people know or probably will remember is him coming together with McAdoo and essentially maybe costing McAdoo this championship. And I don't blame Logan. So we talked about that. We talked about him being a child actor on NCIS. Dude, this guy's interesting. If you're not paying attention to Logan Leitzel, please do check out this interview. One of the good guys in the sport. You guys know the sponsors: Complete Racing Solutions, Epic Garage Designs, Strapped, and Precision Transport. Support those guys, and let's get into this with Logan.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
All right, guys, so I've got one of my favorite privateers. I've been watching Logan for a while. I reached out to Logan Carnow last year, was chatting with him, and he said, this guy needs a mechanic, and I've been following him ever since. He's had a great season, made a main event, and he had an interesting moment this weekend. Logan Leitzel, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Good. Did I say your name right?
Yeah, Leitzel's good. Yep.
So tell me about your season before we get into this weekend. Tell me, I saw you made your first main event a couple weeks ago. You're in fifth, and then a guy went down, and I was so pumped for you.
Yeah, no, the season's been great. I mean, for 4 years, I've never even been close. I've always been fast, but I've never been close to qualifying for a main. LCQs, heat races. I sucked. I didn't have the stamina and the confidence. So this season's been great. I've made two mains, one fourth in the LCQ, and the other one was ninth in the heat. So I've kind of hit everything right now. So no, I mean, it's been a great year, and I'm just gonna keep try to finish it off strong.
Now so how long have you been a pro? Because I've only been following you for 2 years, and I checked the RacerX Vault, and it showed you had some results 2023 at Ironman.
Yeah. So I actually went pro in 2018, but I never made the Fast 40. And I never made the motos. I never got results. And then even Supercross, I went pro in 2020, but same thing, never made a main, so I never was on Racer X. So I've been pro. I kind of stunk. So
I wouldn't say you stunk. Anyone who can make the night show at a race is badass, especially this weekend. I would almost count this weekend for you as your third main event because it's an east-west, and you got into the fast, you got it straight into the heat races. But yeah, you had an issue in timed qualifying, and I gotta ask you, what happened with you and McAdoo in timed qualifying session number 2?
Yeah. So honestly, it sucks. It sucks. I feel it's terrible. And all respect to Cameron too. He reached out to me, and he apologized for even the hate that I was getting. So I do want to point that out there and give him respect. But so basically, what happened was I had came into the whoops, and I saw Cameron at the end of the section, kind of rolling the corner. So I kind of hit the normal line. I went inside, which is kind of where we were all going on our hot laps. If you weren't tripling in, you were going inside. I went inside, and I mean, as soon as I hit the gas, I just hooked up and kind of went to the right. And then I met him. I didn't even know he was going to be there. I thought he was farther back or more right. So I definitely take some blame on my part for hooking up, but I don't want to take all the blame because I do feel like I'm not entirely in the wrong. Because it was one of those situations where he was on a roll lap, and I just didn't expect him to be there, but I did hook up and go to the right. So, I would just say it's one of those things. It's just a racing incident, even though it happened in qualifying, and just kind of chop it up as that and move on.
Yeah. So what I saw was you. Okay. So you're a guy who's on that verge of being in or out. That timed qualifying to you, it might mean more to you.
Yeah.
It means everything to you. And for Cameron, rolling around once, and I tell this to other riders too, when you're rolling during timed qualifying, your job is to get the hell out of the way. And if you get into however you make impact with somebody who's on a hot lap, when you're rolling, I'm sorry, that's your fault. You need to get the hell out of the way. I hate the rolling. And if you watch the video, Cameron cut down. He should have got out of your way, and he cut down. And I feel horrendous I think it's going to end his season and a title, and it's a bummer, but that's not your fault, man. I 100%, you're innocent on this one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been kind of a weird 24 hours. And, because when it first happened, I thought it was entirely my fault. I'm and what sucks is nobody got a video of it. There's a couple people backing me in the comments, but when his bike was on top of him, I actually picked his bike up for him and held it up for him for a good like 35 seconds. Like literally held his bike for him, just standing there so he could get back up. And nobody got that. There's a couple people that defended me in the comments. They actually saw it. I had a little bit what do you call it? Like a Mike McDade moment. So but that wasn't even like, obviously that wasn't even going through my head in the moment. I was just so genuinely sorry that because I thought it was all me. But then, obviously when I seen the video and seen what happened, I'm like, wait, because it was confusing because I'm like, how did he hit me? Like, I'm like, I don't remember him being close to me. So yeah, it's just, it's a crappy situation all around. So it is what it is. It sucks for both of us. Obviously it sucks for him way more than me. But it is what it is.
But when you're coming up on a guy during timed qualifying and you can see they're on a roll lap and they go to the outside, you don't pay attention to them like you would if they were going hard because you assume they're just going to give way, right?
Yeah, I really did expect. I thought he was more or less. I thought he was farther right, if I'm being honest. Like I did drift, but I kind of drifted more towards just like the middle of the corner, middle to right. But it wasn't like I thought he was going to be more on like the edge. Like I thought he was on the edge because when it first happened, I thought he was trying to triple in. I thought he was coming in like wide open, and I'm like, what in the world? Like where'd he come from? But yeah, I mean, it happened so fast that like and I think it was our foot pegs that hit because like we hit and it was like boom, like it was instant. And I'm just like, how did we even crash that hard? We weren't even going that fast. And it sucks because I mean, we literally hit going, I'd say not even 10 miles per hour, and it just swung them. So no, I mean, I don't, like I said, I'm not going to take full blame for it, but I'm also not going to say that was all his fault. So I say it's just one of those things. It was a racing incident. And I just want to move on from it because it stinks.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this is one of those moments that people are going to look back to, especially if he can't continue, as to he had this championship, but, and unfortunately, Dannystorbeck knows about this. Do you remember that story with him and Rick Johnson?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I know you young kids forget the history. Rick Johnson won the first 5 rounds of Supercross, got second, and the other one went outdoors. And during practice, him and Storbeck came together, broke his arm, ended his season. So everybody only knows Dannystorbeck for that. Hopefully, this won't be that for you.
Dude, I hope not, man. Because I don't think I've ever been involved with like anyone. Like I'm like the most conservative rider out there. I get out of everyone's way. Like I don't get in anybody's way. Like. So like one time something happens and like it was like so little, like I literally just like barely came out of the corner and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So
and let's be honest too, his shoulder has been hurting him. He has shoulder issues. It's not on you, man. And anyone that knows you knows you're not that type of rider. But these faster guys, they got to understand when they're doing these East-West races, that timed qualifying for you guys on the bubble is important. So you guys are going to ratchet up the intensity.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, it, like you said, like we're kind of going all out just to qualify for the top 20, just to get a nitro paycheck. Like the main event's another thing. So like, yeah, we're extending it just to make it top 20. And what was actually funny about that qualifying session was that I had only done 1 lap. Like that was it. Like that lap that I was on was my second lap. But then after he hit my bike was destroyed. I mean, my front end was like this and my tire was one way. So I did 1 lap and I went back to the pits. I had no idea that I qualified. Like, because on that lap that I had ran to qualify, I doubled the whole rhythm section after the finish, like didn't triple. Thankfully, I can skim whoops. I'm tall, and I was the only reason I made it. So, yeah, we snuck in there. I didn't even know. I had no idea I qualified. I just knew I took out Cameron McAdoo.
Did anyone from his camp or Kawasaki come over to you after that?
So no, nobody came over to me. Nobody said anything. So I've actually been over to PC a lot this year because my best friend Seth Hamaker. Like we grew up since we were kids. We rode together every day for years. So I'm over there all the time. And actually, we got to the point where Cameron actually even knew me, like coming over and stuff. So that's why when it happened, I was like, you've got to be kidding me! Like of all people. And so it sucks, but yeah, nobody came over. And honestly, I actually talked to his mechanic at up for the heat race. I had to go say something because that's just like the person I am. I had to say something. And I'm like, look, dude, I'm so sorry. And like he actually said that like nobody at PC was blaming me. Like nobody at PC was like saying like, dude, that guy cost us the championship. I think they all kind of saw the video and kind of split it kind of the same way. They were like, that's both your guys' fault type deal. So that made me feel better because I was like, dude, like all of PC is gonna hate me. Mitch is gonna, kill
Oh,
me, dude. Like I was so mad or so upset. So I was like, oh my goodness. So thankfully they weren't as mad, so that was a plus.
that helps. That's nice. That's got to be a load off. And I think as people see it and they'll realize kind of what happened in your situation, and that's
Yeah.
especially why I wanted to talk to you, because you've had such a good season. I don't want it to be overshadowed by that. What'd you do differently? You look like a different guy this year.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'd say like the biggest thing is like I credit to is Brandon Hartraft. Like I told him in October, like, hey, I want to do it this year. And I told everybody, like this was like, you know how it goes. Like people say, oh, they're coming and swinging this year. And like, you're kind of like, yeah, whatever. But like I was serious about it. And like, cause for 3-4 years, I mean, I could name countless times I qualified 19th, 20th, but like I couldn't even get close to a top 12 in a heat race. So I told Hartraft, like, look, dude, I really want to try this year. I really want to, make some mains. And that was all it was. I mean, I started in October and I just have not stopped. I've raced every single weekend, every local race, every Victory Sports. I've flown to Germany and raced. Like I've been busting my butt trying to get close. And, this year I've made it happen. Whether I make the main in Philly or not, it's still by far the best season of my career. So I can't even be mad.
Yeah, you look noticeably thinner. Did you drop some pounds?
Yeah, I lost about 25 pounds.
Yeah,
So,
it shows.
yeah, now my grandma did make some gluten-free chocolate chip cookies upstairs, so I mean, I might put some back on for Philly, but no, I did lose a lot of weight, so it's been good. Like I've been more focused, I guess, on the task at hand, and just trying to make everyone proud. Really, that's the biggest thing. I've always wanted to make a main for my dad, and unfortunately, every time the 2 mains that I've made, he's working, so. I have not made a main yet for him, and the only time that he was at a race this year was Indy, and I freaking blew it with like 3 laps to go, and I was so bummed. But he was just happy to be there.
Dude, with the improvements you're making, and I've watched you. I remember a couple years ago in the 450, you would like hole shot and fly, but then you were gone after a lap or two. Was it fatigue? Was it just not?
It was nerves, fatigue. Like I never trained. Like I never trained. Like I would ride, but like I never worked out. Like I would, I just didn't care. I don't know if you know this or not, but I had a deal with Rockstar in Canada, and I had a TLD ride, a factory TLD ride, and I like blew it. Like I got hurt, I sucked. Like and it put me into such a downward spiral that like I couldn't even recover from it for like 3 years. And that's basically where I'm at. Like I got the ride when I was like 19 or 20. I'm 23 now, and all that's in the past, and I kind of just shoved it down and kind of just I've executed really well this year, I'd say.
Oh, dude, I would totally say, dude, like the leaps and bounds and improvement. And you're a tall guy. What are you, like 6'2"?
Yeah, I'm 6'2", 200. So I would say I'm the biggest dude out there by far. Like I am, because like if you ever watch the starts, and like actually Brandon Harraft's so proud of me of this. I am never ever up there like going into the corner. I'm so good at managing the first like 2 corners. All credit to Victory Sports Arena Cross. Like all those local arena cross races have helped me out so much.
Oh, see, I've been preaching that, and I'm like, why don't all you guys around that 20 to 50 range in speed? I don't know why everybody doesn't race arena crosses in the winter. It's gate drops, it's money,
Yeah.
it's a really
Dude, I raced almost every round this year. I actually missed the season payout by 1 round, but yeah. Me, Mapper Keen, and the locals would go at it every weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. So now, wow, 6'2", 200 pounds. That's after losing 220. Like, wow. So you were riding a 250 at 225?
Yeah,
Woo!
literally,
Dude.
Yeah, when I raced Ironman at 230.
Dude. Oh my God. Yeah. Can you ride a 450 pretty good?
So I can ride a 450 really good at like pro-ams. Because like that's like how the track is. It's like a little rough, but it's not too rough, but it's also 15-20 minute motos. Like I'm a sicko at like pro-ams and stuff, but I can't ride a 450 at a pro national. Like I stink. And I've rode a 450 on Supercross a couple times, and I've been good. Like I think you said it, like A2, like I pulled a whole shot. I qualified like 26th. So like I'm a solid 450 guy, but I've never trained to like really do 450 class. And to be honest with you, with how gnarly that class is, I don't want any part of it right now. Not yet.
I know, but with your body type, this new Logan that I'm seeing this year is a different guy. Speaking of Anaheim, I remember that you were walking around the pits. Didn't you like get the whole shot and then hit the mud because you were all muddy or something?
Yeah. I like slid across the track, so I was just covered.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I remember that. But so what? Now you're 23 years old. How do you,
Yeah.
when you see these guys racing into their mid 30s at super high levels, does that still give you a chance? Are you still chasing this for the dream?
It's actually really funny you asked me that because I have a very, very different outlook compared to most people. But like, I have never looked at dirt bikes as a career or as like honestly even a profession. Like it's always been for just fun, like purely fun. Like I've looked at it as just a side thing to just do. Like I still have a normal job during the week. Like I work as a sales rep, so like I still do my own things, and so no, like my thing is I want to do the best I can before I'm too old to do it anymore. And whether I get rides with teams like Rock River or Solitaire, like I'm not shooting for the stars. I'm not looking for no pro circuit ride. Obviously not now. But like I'm not looking for any factory ride. I'm really just I'm doing it because I love the sport. I love racing my dirt bike, and it's a gateway to get away from the normal life. And I happen to be good enough to make money racing locally, and racing, money races and stuff to where I'm able to live my life and go race Supercross. And I'm good enough, like I said, to put it all together. And if I can keep improving, great. If I don't, then I'm packing it in. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
Well, with the changes you've made this year and seeing how much you've jumped up, dude, I'm sorry. I think you could be a real player. That, like, I think you could get to that level. Not many people can just decide to train and all of a sudden go from where you were to where you are. That's got to be that. Doesn't that make you think a little bit?
No, it does. Like I mean, like it is cool. Because like you said, like I went from nobody, like I was not even close. Like I had like moments, but no, I mean you're right. I mean it is really cool. Like I trained. This is the only time I've ever trained in my life, and you can still see that like there's still like some effects. Like in the mains, like I'm not perfect. Like I definitely like, and the biggest thing in the mains is like I'm not getting tired in the main events. Like I can ride for 15 minutes, but I'm so nervous and scared of the track. Like literally, like the track is so scary that like I'm generally riding around and I'm like, I don't want to hit the Supercross triple. Like I'm terrified because I've never rode a track like that rough. I've never been in mains. So I'm a wimp when it comes to the mains because I'm not there yet. And like I was telling you earlier, I'm a very conservative rider. Like I've been known, like my team knows me this, and like Carnow and Jerry Robin, they all call me the fastest doubler. Like if you ever watch me, I don't ever triple in the rhythm sections. I double the entire track. Like at Alabama, I made the main, and in Boston, like the section before the finish, I went double, 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 single every single lap. I never tripled that all day. So,
Dude, sometimes when you can do it consistently, it's better than going, 1 lap and then casing it.
yeah.
Sometimes there's something to be said for riding smart. You said you're a sales rep. What are you a sales rep at?
So I actually sell water jet parts for water jet machines to machine shops. So I work for EDM Performance. They're out of Anaheim, California. The CEO or co-owner or whatever, I don't know what the heck he is, but he's one of my really good friends. He's an older guy. He sponsors me. So he actually got me hooked up last year when I got hurt. And so yeah, that's what I do. I sell machine parts for the water jets to machine shops.
That's awesome. I was going to say, do they know what you do on the weekends? But he's your sponsor, so that helps out.
Yeah, they know. They watch all the time. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And then you hit me up. So tell me about this fantasy thing that explain to me what this is.
Yeah. So I'll quickly kind of run it down. So basically what it is I don't know if you've ever seen my van, but I drive a van that literally says Underdog Fantasy all over. Like it's a huge, big yellow van. It says Underdog Fantasy. I've had it for about 3 years. I got hooked up with them strictly by emailing them because I wanted to be involved with the sports world somehow, and I didn't know how, and I got in. So out of absolutely nowhere, I get a text message last week from one of the like a fan almost saying, "Hey, like, did you see this?" And they had Supercross on Underdog, and I'm like, "No way!" And then I had somebody else reach out to me that like they're called that like next level bets. They're the people that do the James Stewart stuff. They're always James Stewart's always. So they reached out to me and were like, "Hey, like, we've been working with like trying to get some Supercross stuff for Underdog, and like we're trying to work with them and partner with them. Do you have any intel how we can get in?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I partner with them, so I can get you the email and stuff." So that was basically it. But the reason I wanted to promote it was because it's a very, very cool way of getting in on the action for Supercross instead of just picking the winner or the top three. Like the way they're doing it is basically like last week, for example, we had a lot of guys do good because the props were like Justin Barr should have finished better than 12th, and you just had to pick better or worse. And then it was like Roxon better than 4th or 5th. Obviously, he had the shock blowout, so the worst hit, no problem. So it's just a cooler way to watch it. You know, you pick 2 or 3 guys, and as they stay in that top 7, you're making good money. So it's just a cooler way. I don't actually play myself, but I know a lot of my friends do. So it's different.
No, dogs are going nuts, but no, I love it. A lot of people are down on gambling for the sport.
No, I get it. I just got a puppy, and she's ridiculous. But
Wonderful that they ring the doorbell, of course. Give me 1 second. I'll cut this.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Do what you gotta do.
Sorry about that, dude. Freaking Amazon.
No, you're good.
Amazon guy he rang the doorbell. I'm like, dude, just set it there. You don't need to ring the doorbell.
No, dude, you're fine. I don't care.
Yeah. No, but so a lot of people are looking at this sports gambling thing like, hey, it's going to ruin the sport. I totally disagree, because you look at the gambling companies, they watch for cheaters or people who are fixing it more than anyone. I actually think it increases the credibility of the sport, and how many more people are caring about it. If I can bet you in or out of the main event, I'm watching you all night. It helps your brand. It helps everyone's brand. It does.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but they do a really good job at making like the lines. Like they basically only stay with like the top guys, like the Sextons and the Roxons, because they keep it legit. Like they're like, hey, like better or worse than 4th. Like obviously if they pick someone like like another privateer to make or not make the main, and their buddy bets $5,000 on them, then obviously it's not looking good. So they're staying away from that. They are staying away from that. Don't do that.
But that's how they keep the integrity. If they see a gigantic bet come in, they know something's up, and they'll pull the line off and not take the bet.
That is true. Yeah, and honestly, like you were saying, I think it's very good for the sport because I mean, look at every other sport out there. I mean, every single sport, people are getting on the action as far as betting goes, and I think motocross has lacked that, and we've been probably the main sport that has lacked it, like by far. And I know I 100% think it's a good thing for us. Like I would say it gets more casual fans involved. Like the more casual fans are going to be wanting to watch now because, Pulp MX is great. That's an awesome way of getting involved, but it's a lot more complicated than what you're doing with Underdog. So I think we can get more casual fans. Great.
Well, and that's it. The thing is I've, in Feld and everyone, the whole key is to get your viewers emotionally invested. What better way than let them put $5 or $10 in there somewhere?
Yeah, exactly. No, I 100% agree. Yeah, I think it's a good thing, but I mean, people are going to disagree. People are going to have their own opinions, and people are going to say that I cost Cameron Mackey the championship. So
you didn't. Yeah. Cameron cost Cameron the title.
Well, yeah, but yeah, so no, I think it's good for the sport. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it pops off and it helps us out.
Yeah. Do you do any podcasts or anything? You seem pretty good at this talking thing, dude.
No, this is actually the first one I've done. It's funny you say that, but I don't know. It's just like natural, I guess. My mom had me do like acting as a kid, and I did like acting like for NCIS and stuff like that when I was real young, like real young. And I don't know. I think it's just in the blood. Like, I don't know. It's just natural.
No way. You're on NCIS?
Yeah, I was like real young. I was like 5. So like you wouldn't even recognize me. So
dude, so we got a child actor, supercross racer, and championship killer. Wow, Logan can do it all.
Don't promote it like that. No. Because I was like so young. I was probably like an extra. No, but no, the talking and podcast things I've always loved doing. And I've been trying to get Underdog to like kind of get me out there more. But like I was telling you earlier, though, I'm a sales rep. So like I'm doing the phone. So like, I don't know, it's just natural.
No, I love it, dude. That's awesome. This is the first time I really got to see your personality come out. And sometimes when I get people on camera, they freeze up. I'm like, dude, I think you're better on camera than when I met you.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same through and through as far as camera goes and in real life. And I play a lot of video games too. If you ever watch like my Twitch, I'm the same way. So I do not change my personality.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, dude, and the authenticity comes through and I appreciate it. I'm disappointed that you get the negative attention with the Cameron thing, but at least we can shed light on the fact that you're having a career season. And
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, I think you got some talent. I hope you stay with this training thing. I think you're
Yeah.
onto something there.
No, I mean, that's the plan. I mean, I think, like me and Brandon kind of talked about it. Like this year was more of a building year in anyways. Like the plan was to build this year. And if we make a main or two, great. But next year was the big year. So, yeah, I mean, the plan right now is to hammer it out next year. Same thing and see what happens. And then it's kind of after that, it's just kind of year by year basis. Like I want to, start setting up for my future a bit more, and kind of get some things rolling. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Kind of keep building, and if I keep getting better, then we'll keep at it. But if I start getting worse, then I'll just start racing locally.
So if somebody bets on Underdog, is there a code Leitzel? What do they use to bet to
It's
where
just
you get
it's code Logan. Yeah, code Logan.
Logan?
It's very simple. Yep, just code Logan. You get a deposit match up to like $100, I think.
Oh, so perfect. Giving free money too. In addition,
Yeah.
Cameron probably has time to play now. Sorry, bad joke. Bad joke. Bad joke.
Yeah.
I might cut that one. So
Yeah, don't post that.
oh yeah, but no, Logan. So we got Philly next week, and then you going to Salt Lake?
So actually, I've been like begging to get into this pulp race because I did go do a couple 450 rounds, and a lot of people have actually brought me up. I know Devin Simonson, Grant Harlan have mentioned it about putting me in as a wild card. But yeah, I've been trying to get into this pulp race. If I can get into it, then I would like to show up to Salt Lake. Because then obviously I'll just drive the extra 8 hours or whatever. But I mean, it only depends if I get into the pulp race. If I get in, then yeah. But if I can't, then probably not.
Dang, that blows me away. And I'm not going to get into this whole rant about the pay, but the fact that you make more money from Steve's little privateer race than you would in an actual race is that they should feel embarrassed about that.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of lame. I've never actually qualified for the pulp race because I've either gotten hurt or kind of swapped with the 250 class. So I've never actually qualified for it. That's why I'm like, I'd really love to get into it this year since this has been like my best year. I'm like, wow, there's no time to get into it. It's definitely this year. But whatever Steve ends up deciding to do, I mean, it's all cool with me because it is a long drive out to Denver. It's like 20 hours. So I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but coming on my show is not going to help your popularity with Steve.
You're fine. Yeah, no, I'm pretty median with everyone, I guess would be the word. Like I'm friends with everyone, so it's all cool.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you're still okay with Cameron, and if there's a relationship that could have gone sideways, it had to have been that one. So
yeah, so it is what it is. We'll just got to keep our head high and move on. I mean, obviously I have my own career, my own life to worry about. I still got to work my job during the day and try to get race dirt bikes on the weekends. So I mean, it is what it is.
well, dude, it has been a pleasure to watch your improvements this year. I was like, wow, Logan. And I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised in your first main event when I saw you in fifth. I thought, well, he'll have to go backwards because he only goes backwards, doesn't go forward. And when you got in, I was ecstatic. I was like, Logan made it. And then to see them show you on camera, like fist bumping, I think everybody at home went like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I know. It was pretty awesome. So, and I think the Boston ride went highly underrated. I P9 in the heat race was pretty cool for me because I earned that one. I had to work my butt off to get the battle with Isaiah Clark, and unfortunately for Isaiah, he ended up going down after like halfway through a battle, and that's what got me in. But man, the Boston ride was earned. They just didn't show it on TV.
Well, and that's the downfall of making it straight out of the heat because you got the big names, whereas in the LCQ, it's right on you guys, and it's that Hunger Games style atmosphere they got going on in there.
Yeah, it's literally Tell me about it. I'm there all the time. I'm there quite a bit, so I know about it.
Logan, man, I want to have you more often. So you talk good. I appreciate it, and I hope you don't get too much flack for coming on my show because I'm not exactly. I call myself I'm the industry outsider. So
yeah. No, I mean it is what it is. I mean. Like I said, I'm whatever I can do to help support anybody in moto. Like I would go on any podcast if it benefits them. I don't need benefit for myself. I like my life. I like to try to keep a quiet life, which has not been good the last couple last day or so, but I like to try to keep it pretty low key.
Well, I'll say this: if you keep riding like that and talking like this, you're going to be on a lot of podcasts. You're going to be in pretty high demand, my brother.
Well, hopefully I can keep it up. So that's the plan.
Okay. All right, man. Thank you for your time. Don't let the hate get you. That was just, like you said, a racing incident and an accident. So good luck. Good luck in Philly.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.